Today we will begin working with mixed numbers. Please copy down the standard benchmark indicator on a clean page in your math notebook. The student will estimate problems with adding and subtracting mixed numbers. Estimating sums and differences of mixed numbers. You can use rounding to estimate the sums and differences of fractions and mixed numbers. How to round fractions. If the fractional part is greater than or equal to 1/2, you're going to round up to the next whole number. For example, round 3 and 5/7 to the nearest whole number. 5/7 is greater than 1/2, so 3 and 5/7 rounds up to 4. If the fractional part is less than 1/2, drop the fraction and use the whole number you already have. So, for example, round 6 and 1/3 to the nearest whole number. 1/3 is less than 1/2, so drop the 1/3 and round down to 6. How to estimate sums and differences of fractions and mixed numbers. Round both numbers to the nearest whole number, then add or subtract. So in our example here, we're going to estimate 4 1/8 plus 7 2/3. So 4 1/8 rounds down to 4 because 1/8 is less than 1/2. And 7 2/3 rounds up to 8 because 2/3 is greater than 1/2. So 4 plus 8 equals 12. So 4 1/8 plus 7 2/3 is about 12. Round to the nearest whole number. So for number 1, we have 8 and 6/7. 6/7 is greater than 1/2, so we're going to round up to 9. For number 2, we have 14 and 2/9. 2/9 is less than 1/2, so we're going to round down to 14. For 3, we have 42 and 4/7. 4/7 is greater than 1/2, so we're going to round up to 43. For 4, 6 and 51/100. 51/100 is greater than 1/2, so we're going to round up to 7. For 5, we have 29 and 4/5. 4/5 is greater than 1/2, so we're going to round up to 30. For 6, we have 88 and 2/4. 2/4 equals 1/2, so again that tells us to round up to 89. For 7, we have 19 and 3/34. 3/34 is less than 1/2, so we're going to round down to 19. Finally, for number 8, we have 63 and 41/49. 41/49 is greater than 1/2, so we're going to round up to 64. For 9 through 14, it wants us to estimate each sum or difference. When you are doing estimating, you always need to write down the numbers you're using to estimate. So we're going to write those above each problem. For 9, we have 7 and 2/5, so we're going to round that down to 7. And we have 8 and 1/9, which is going to round down to 8. Then we simply need to add 7 plus 8 equals 15. For 10, we have 13 and 5/8 and 2 and 7/10. Both fractions are greater than 1/2, so we're going to round both numbers up. So we're going to get 14 minus 3. And we know 14 minus 3 equals 11. For 11, we have 2 and 1/4 plus 5 and 1/2 plus 10 and 3/4. So 2 and 1/4. 1/4 is less than 1/2, so we're going to round down to 2. For 5 and 1/2 and 10 and 3/4, both fractions are equal to or greater than 1/2, so both of those are going to round up to 6 and 11. Then we add 2 plus 6 is 8, plus 11 is 19. For 12, we have 11 and 3/5 minus 4 and 1/12. The 3/5 is going to round 11 up to 12. And the 1/12 is going to round down to 4 because 1/12 is less than 1/2. So 12 minus 4 equals 8. For 13, we have 8 plus 4 and 11/14 plus 5 and 1/9. We're going to keep 8 as it is since it's already a whole number. 4 and 11/14 is going to round up to 5. And 5 and 1/9 is going to round down to 5. So now we get 8 plus 5, which is 13, plus 5 is 18. Then for number 14, we have 15 and 6/7 minus 12 and 2/10. So the 6/7 is going to round that number up to 16. The 2/10 is going to tell us to round down, so we get 16 minus 12, which equals 4. Please make sure you have all of the work copied down and glue this page in your math notebook.